Good day, speed enthusiasts and casual viewers alike. Welcome to our countdown of the top 5 fastest production cars ever made. Why production cars? There's something alluring about a car you could theoretically buy and drive. They represent the pinnacle of engineering. We'll dive into performance specs, costs and more, and give you a sneak peek at upcoming speed demons. Buckle up for an exhilarating ride through automotive excellence. Coming in at number 5, it's a bit of a beast. The Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. Bugatti needs no introduction, synonymous with luxury, performance and a hefty price tag. Named after Louis Chiron, it's the successor to the Veyron. The Supersport 300 Plus aims for top speed. It exceeded 300 miles per hour at Volkswagen's test track. The first production car to break the 300 miles per hour barrier. Quite impressive, really. It has a 16-cylinder engine producing 1,600 horsepower. A symphony of combustion, a marvel of engineering, and a marvel of aerodynamics. Bugatti's engineers spent countless hours meticulously honing the car's shape to cheat the wind. The result is a car with a drag coefficient of just 0.35. This aerodynamic efficiency is crucial for achieving ludicrous speeds and stability. The Chiron Supersport 300 Plus features a clever active rear wing. It adjusts its angle to provide downforce where needed most. And it's not just about speed, it can handle corners too. With its all-wheel drive system, it ensures maximum grip and traction, and its carbon ceramic brakes provide impressive stopping power. The Chiron Supersport 300 Plus is a showcase of cutting-edge engineering and speed obsession. But how do you actually test a car that's capable of such ludicrous speeds? Well, you need a rather special track for starters. And that's where Electrons comes in. This German proving ground is a marvel of engineering in its own right, with a 5.4-mile-long straight that's perfectly flat and banked at the ends. It's the perfect place to let loose a car like the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. During testing, Bugatti brought along a crack team of engineers, test drivers, and probably a therapist or two, just in case. The car was subjected to a battery of tests, from high-speed runs to endurance trials, all designed to push it to its absolute limit. And push it they did, achieving a record-breaking top speed of 304.773 miles per hour. Now, achieving this speed wasn't just a case of pointing the car in a straight line and flooring it. It required meticulous planning, precise adjustments, and a driver with nerves of steel. The car was fitted with a roll cage and other safety equipment, just in case things went a bit pear-shaped. Thankfully, they didn't, and the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus cemented its place in automotive history. So there you have it, the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus, a masterpiece of engineering, a testament to human ambition, and a car that's capable of speeds that would make even the most seasoned speed freak weak at the knees. Next up, we have the Hennessey Venom F5, hailing from Texas. Hennessey Performance Engineering might not have Bugatti's pedigree, but they make up for it in sheer horsepower. Bold and brash, like a Texan chili cook-off. Named after the most powerful tornado, the Venom F5 is their latest creation, designed to go faster than anything else on 4 wheels. With a claimed top speed of over 301 miles per hour. While Bugatti's record is verified, Hennessey's claim is self-certified, yet to attempt a 2-way average speed run. But the Venom F5 is an absolute monster. Underneath lies a 6.6-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine, churning out 1,817 horsepower. Now you might be thinking, that's a lot of power, James. Surely it's impossible to control. And you'd be right if this were some cobbled-together hot rod. But the Hennessey Venom F5 is anything but. It's a marvel of engineering, with every component meticulously designed and crafted to handle that ludicrous amount of power. The chassis, for instance, is made entirely of carbon fiber, making it incredibly lightweight and stiff. This helps to improve handling, acceleration, and overall performance. But it's not just about brute force. Oh no, the Venom F5 is also surprisingly aerodynamic. Hennessey claims a drag coefficient of just 0.39, which is impressive for a car with so much horsepower on tap. This aerodynamic efficiency is thanks in part to the car's active rear wing, which adjusts its angle depending on the speed and driving conditions, providing downforce where it's needed most. And speaking of downforce, the Venom F5 also features a rather clever underbody diffuser. This intricate system of channels and vents helps to suck the car to the road, further improving stability at high speeds. It's like having a giant vacuum cleaner underneath the car, keeping it glued to the tarmac. But what good is all this performance if you can't control it? Well, thankfully, the Hennessey Venom F5 is surprisingly easy to drive. Don't get me wrong, it's still a handful, but it's not the terrifying beast you might expect. The steering is precise, the brakes are powerful, and the suspension, while firm, is surprisingly compliant. Now, you might be thinking, how do I get my hands on one of these Texan terrors? Hennessey plans to build only 24 Venom F5s, each costing around $2.1 million. For that price, you could buy a small fleet of Ferraris. But the Venom F5 is about standing out, making a statement. All 24 examples have already been sold. Hennessey rented the Kennedy Space Center landing strip for high-speed testing. It's a testament to the ambition and engineering prowess of this small American company, the Hennessey Venom F5, a true American supercar, a testament to Texan ingenuity. The Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. It's named after Jesko von Koenigsegg, the company founder's father, which is rather sweet when you think about it. But there's nothing particularly sweet about this car, unless you consider 1,600 horsepower and a potential top speed north of 330 miles per hour to be sweet. I certainly do, but then I like my tea with 2 sugars. This car is absolutely bonkers. It's the brainchild of Christian von Koenigsegg, a man who seems to operate on a different plane of reality when it comes to automotive engineering. He's like a Swedish Willy Wonka, except instead of chocolate, he makes cars that could outrun a hurricane. The Absolut is the track-focused variant of the Jesko, which is already quite a focused car to begin with. It's got all the aerodynamic trickery you could imagine, including that massive rear wing that looks like it could double as a picnic table for giants. And let's not forget that engine, a 5-litre V8 with twin turbochargers the size of tea kettles. It produces more power than some small villages and revs to 8,500 RPM. One of the key things about going really fast in a car, apart from having a large bladder, is aerodynamics. You can't just stick a powerful engine in something and hope for the best. The faster you go, the more the air wants to stop you. It's like trying to run through treacle, only much faster and more expensive. Koenigsegg spent countless hours in the wind tunnel honing the Jesko Absolut's shape. They tweaked every little detail, from the angle of the front splitter to the curvature of the rear diffuser. The result is a car that slips through the air with the grace of a salmon in a super collider. They even went as far as removing the massive rear wing found on the standard Jesko. Now, you might think that's counterintuitive, but the Absolut generates so much downforce from its carefully sculpted bodywork that a massive wing would actually create too much drag. It's all about balance, you see. You want just enough downforce to keep the car glued to the road, but not so much that it slows you down in a straight line. It's a delicate dance, but one that Koenigsegg has mastered with the Jesko Absolut. Now, you're probably wondering how much this Swedish masterpiece costs. Well, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. But for those with a spare $3 million lying about, the Jesko Absolut can be yours. But be prepared to wait. Koenigsegg only produces a handful of cars each year and demand far outstrip supply. It's the automotive equivalent of finding a golden ticket in a Wonka bar. So what do you get for your millions? Well, apart from the envy of every petrol head on the planet, you get a car that can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mind-bending 2.5 seconds. And then there's the top speed. Koenigsegg claims the Jesko Absolut is capable of reaching 330 miles per hour. That's faster than some aircraft, and certainly faster than any public road will allow. But hey, it's nice to know you have the power, isn't it? Now, you might think that a car vying for the title of world's fastest would emerge from the hallowed grounds of Modena, or perhaps Stuttgart. But you'd be wrong. It comes from a place called, wait for it, Richland, Washington. Yes, Richland, Washington is home to SSC North America, the company that unleashed the Tuatara upon the world. And unleashed is the right word, because this thing is an absolute animal. The Tuatara's design is about as subtle as a rocket-powered sledgehammer. Every curve, every vent, every flick and swag is there for a reason, to cheat the air, to claw at the tarmac, to go very fast indeed. And fast it does go, but more on that in a bit. First, let's delve into the history of this American beast and the people who dared to dream of such ludicrous speed. SSC, formerly known as Shelby Supercars, has a bit of a history with this whole fastest car business. You see, back in 2007, they held the title with their previous creation, the Ultimate Aero TT. Now, the Tuatara is a different beast altogether. It boasts a bespoke carbon fiber chassis, a slippery 0.279 drag coefficient, and a heart that beats with the fury of 1,000 angry wasps. That heart, my friends, is a 5.9-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine that produces a frankly ridiculous 1,750 horsepower, on E85 fuel, that is. This monstrous power plant is mated to a 7-speed automated manual transmission that's been designed to handle the brutal torque output. SSC claims the shifts are lightning fast, taking a mere 80 milliseconds. That's quicker than you can say, good heavens, this car is fast. And speaking of fast, the Tuatara has a claimed top speed of, well, we'll get to that. But suffice it to say, it's rather brisk. Now, claiming a top speed is one thing, proving it is another entirely. And SSC knew they had to back up their bold claims. So in October 2020, they took the Tuatara to a closed section of Nevada State Route 160, a long straight stretch of tarmac, just begging for a speed demon to stretch its legs. Behind the wheel was racing driver Oliver Webb, a man who clearly has a strong constitution and an even stronger right foot. With the cameras rolling and the world watching, Webb unleashed the Tuatara's fury. Over the course of 2 runs, the Tuatara achieved an average speed of 282.9 miles per hour. That's, well, it's very fast. In fact, for a brief shining moment, it held the title of the fastest production car ever made. However, the record attempt wasn't without controversy. Some questioned the accuracy of the speed measurement, and SSC eventually acknowledged some discrepancies in the data, but more on that later. For now, let's move on to another contender for the crown. Now we're off to a land of stunning coastlines, ancient history, and apparently hypercars that sound like spaceships. Yes, we're talking about Croatia, the home of Rimac Automobili and their electrifying creation, the C_2. Now you might be thinking, electric, for the fastest car in the world? And I understand your skepticism. After all, electric cars are usually associated with quiet efficiency and eco-friendliness, not tire-shredding performance and neck-snapping acceleration. But the C_2 is here to shatter those preconceived notions. This, my friends, is what happens when cutting-edge technology meets Croatian ingenuity and a healthy dose of hold my beer and watch this. The Rimac C_2 is a technological tour de force, a showcase of what's possible when you ditch the internal combustion engine and embrace the electric revolution. At its heart lies not 1, not 2, but 4 electric motors, 1 for each wheel. These motors generate a combined output of 1,888 horsepower and a frankly absurd 1,696 pound-feet of torque. And unlike a petrol engine, all that torque is available instantly from a standstill. That means the C_2 can launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a scarcely believable 1.85 seconds, making it one of the quickest accelerating cars ever produced. But speed is only a part of the story. The C_2 is also packed with advanced technology, including torque vectoring, active aerodynamics, and a sophisticated battery management system that helps it achieve a claimed range of 404 miles. Not bad for a car that can outrun a fighter jet. Well, at least off the line anyway. Now, all this performance and technology doesn't come cheap. The Rimac C_2 has a price tag of around $2.4 million. That's a lot of money, even for a car that can make you question the very fabric of reality. But for those with the means and the need for speed, the C_2 is a tempting proposition. It's a car that's as much a statement of intent as it is a mode of transportation. It's a car that says, I've arrived. And I did it without making a sound. Much of a sound anyway. But enough about the C_2. Let's wrap up our list of the fastest cars ever made, shall we? And there you have it, the top 5 fastest production cars ever made. A collection of engineering marvels, technological marvels, and let's be honest, slightly madcap machines that push the boundaries of what's possible on four wheels. But wait, there's more. Let's take a look at the two fastest cars still under development. First up, the Tesla Roadster Founders Edition with its projected top speed exceeding 250 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 time that would make your head spin. They say it'll have rocket boosters. Rocket boosters. What a time to be alive. And finally, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, another beast in the making with its Cosworth-developed V12 engine and hybrid system, rumored to produce over 1,100 horsepower. It looks like something straight out of a science fiction film, and it's sure to be an absolute rocket ship on the road. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more exciting content.